What's up, guys? King J coming to you live from hell once again. Now, this time around, I want to talk about the way that I felt that I was living and the way that I feel a lot of people live, a lot of dudes, a lot of people that maybe are not super confident, the way that they live their life. And I want to help reframe a lot of the ways that we look at things. Now, we like to think of life like a game, because it's an easy way to relate to things. In a game, you have objectives, you have goals, you have enemies, and you are the main character. And that's the truth. A lot of people like to say, you're not the main character. And here's the thing. You are not the main character in somebody else's life, but you are the main character in your own life. And you have to treat yourself as such. You can't put anybody over you, because they don't even want that. That other person doesn't even want to be higher than you. And if they did, then they probably have something inside of them that causes that. And you might not need that in your life. Nobody should feel that they have to control someone else. And you shouldn't feel like somebody needs to control you. And the control can always be seen as a type of support, as a type of love. And in reality, we want to be controlled. We need that. We need the parental love. It all stems from issues in childhood, and this idea that you need love and support like a parent, like from a parent, but you have to be your own parent. When you're a kid, you're a kid. Enjoy yourself, right? But a lot of us don't grow out of that, and a lot of us get very frustrated with things when we don't get what we want. And that's the thing. When you set yourself up for expectations, you're always going to be let down. When you don't have expectations, you're going to enjoy everything you get. And when you set yourself with such a low self-esteem, what you do is you're basically playing Modern Warfare 2, and you're using Scavenger Pro. You're living life like a scavenger. You're taking what you can get. That's a big no-no. When you take what you can get, you're honestly selling yourself short every time, underestimating yourself every time. You're never gonna enjoy. And think about this: if you're settling for someone in a relationship, is that gonna make? They're gonna feel that. They're gonna feel that energy, and they're gonna be feeling that same way. And is that right to somebody? Should you feel like, well, I just took what I can get, is that right to that person? No. Girls and guys, you cannot settle, because settling is a disrespect to yourself, and it's definitely a disrespect to your partner. When you settle, it's like you're basically saying, I know I'm not good enough for what I really want, so I'll take this instead. And then you have to question, what do you really want? What in this world is your desire? And then you might be scared of what you want. You might want some things that you don't think are good for you. You might want some things that, well, I want every girl. I want any girl I can get. I want all the girls. This and that. I want every guy to love me. I want to be noticed by every guy. You see, when you give yourself the attention, and when you give yourself that love, you don't crave it from anybody else. So that's where that comes from. You don't crave it from anybody else. You do not need to live like a scavenger, taking any validation you can get, any love you can get, any attention you can get. And you feel like that feeds you. That's your fuel. And guess what? When you don't get that, when it's not there, how do you feel? You feel like crap. You feel like nobody's going to love you. And when you're living like that, you're dependent. You're dependent on other people. You're dependent on outcomes. Always going to be disappointed. Never going to actually feel complete in the moment. You are whole and complete right now. You fill your own cup and enjoy every sip of your own cup. You do not want to have your heart like a carrot on a stick, trying to fish for people, and it's always going to be outside of you. It lives within you. So when you're going about your day and you notice, oh, that person probably would never talk to me, or probably wouldn't like me, right as soon as you feel that, and not just think that, but feel that, because thinking is one thing, feeling is a different thing. When you actually believe something, you feel that. You can tell yourself, no, I bet I can get that person. I bet that person will like me. But inside, you may not feel it in your actual heart. And once that feeling is real and that belief is real, you already put a separation. You already put a block that says you won't like me. And why should they if that's how you feel? Everything is a reflection of how you feel about you. So you don't need to focus on anybody else. You just need to focus on yourself and enjoying every second of your day. And when you get those moments where you're like, I just don't feel good enough and everything sucks and I like feeling this way. That was my thing. I love this idea of this happy, melancholy sort of, but all that is me feeling bad about myself, wanting people to feel bad for me and waiting for somebody to walk in my door and cheer me up. That's all it was. If I just sit here forever, will somebody come and clean up this mess for me? No, they won't. Because I'm not even letting them in. I'm secluding myself, hoping someone will chase me. And the biggest irony of all is that when I don't need that is when I get chased. Right when you don't need something anymore is right where when it's available. Right when you don't want something is right when it appears. And the key is not to don't want or to want. It's to be okay no matter what. Enjoy no matter the circumstances. It's like every time you think, oh, as long as this one thing doesn't happen, everything will be fine. You're already putting that out there, and it's gonna happen. The thing you don't want. You create your own biggest fears. When you're not afraid anymore, those things don't have power anymore. And the thing is, we are biological creatures. We have fears that are not logical. We have fears that are the same as a shark coming at us. Talking to a girl, it seems almost just as scary as going into a lion's den, right? That's what it feels like. You feel like you're in the lion's den, and because they could strike you where it hurts. Not your physical self, but your emotional self. But when your emotional self is balanced and in love with yourself, nothing can touch you. A girl can come up and say, or a guy can come up and tell you, if you're a girl, you're not my type, I'm not interested. Well, okay, fine. Totally cool with me. And you also already know that it's because what we do is we tell stories to ourselves. We see somebody, we imagine a whole life with them. We imagine the conversation. How would it go? How could I fuck that up? Or how could, what if they're like this? What if I'm like this? Blah, blah, blah. What if it doesn't never work out? You never even spoke to the person yet, and you're already overthinking every step of the way. Already chopping up the vibes. You're already putting barriers and separation. And you do that to protect yourself from getting hurt. You need to get hurt. Because that's the only way that you're going to learn in that type of mindset, right? But you don't ever get hurt if you already trust yourself and know that nothing can hurt you when it comes to communication, words. You know what I mean? Those are just words. You give them power, and you have the power to remove any negativity. Anyone can say anything to you. And that's why it bothers us, because when they say something, they're striking what we really feel. They're bringing up how we actually feel. And that's what we don't like. We don't like the realization of how we feel. We avoid it. It's like it almost feels like a natural mechanism in our brain that says we're going to avoid feeling what we really feel. And guys do this crazy. The thing about girls is they're in tune with their emotions a lot more, so they feel things and they show what they're feeling, and then they let it out. And when you let those things out, they leave. They do leave. When these negative thoughts come to your head, the way that I've seen it and the way that I've seen people talking about it in other videos, that I love this perspective. This one is from Dylan James. Check out his channel. He's cool. He's about manifestation. He's like on another planet. He's on a whole nother level. He has a reality that he is creating himself, and we all have that same power. But one of the things that he said that I really enjoyed was when you're manifesting these negative moments, that is your limiting beliefs coming to life. You are bringing that up. And when you look at it like a test, you're almost trying to say, wait, limited belief alert. not going to let that get to me. And then you take the power, and you don't give it power, and you realize it goes away, it evaporates. And when these things happen in our mind, what they're doing is they're rising up to the surface from your subconscious so they could leave. When something rises, it's like a freaking a piece of garbage floating from the bottom of the ocean to the top. And then all we have to do is see it, recognize it, pick up the piece of trash and throw it away. Get rid of it. Doesn't need to be there anymore. And you'll notice, like, our minds are like the current. That's a headspace thing. So some days the waves are choppy. Some days you can't control the waves. Some days everything is calm and serene. And the thing is, it's not trying to control the weather. You can't control the weather. All you have to do is let the waves do what they do. And you'll just ride the waves. And you'll notice that when you just let the waves do what they do, it'll always go back to that nice ebb and flow of the water. So there's a lot of different ways of approaching our minds, right? But there really is only one way to approach our feelings. You have to feel them. Can't run from them. A lot of dudes, we keep things bottled up and then we explode. We implode. And then the whole world knows. You know what I mean? So you have to notice your feelings, dig deep, understand the root. And when you understand the root, you're able to remove the pain, the fear, the idea of what you think you need to be to protect yourself. You don't need protection. You know what I mean? You know who needs protection? A baby. Because a baby doesn't know things, doesn't have the cognitive ability. But we do as adults. Or even when you're a teenager. Even when you're a teenager, it's better to understand these things sooner than later, right? And then if you're an older person, that's why a lot of older people are bitter, because they had expectations of how they wanted things to go, and they didn't get it, and they had to take what they could get, and it always made them upset. When you take what you can get, you don't enjoy what you have. You're almost just like, well, I really wanted a pizza, but I guess I'll have this sandwich. How about instead you have a sandwich before you and you say, I'm very grateful for the sandwich and I'm going to eat it. And one day I'll get a pizza. I'm deserving of a pizza. And one day you'll have that pizza and you will enjoy that pizza. You have to believe that you can have anything you want. And not just that. You have to really feel it, and you have to feel that you already have it. It's called living in the end. When you live in the end, then you can just enjoy. It's almost like, okay, you really want this particular thing or this particular person. What are you going to do once you get it? Oh, you're going to be happy. And then you're going to live your life and enjoy it, right? Why don't you do that right now? If you want a dream home, why don't you live in your home or wherever you're living like it's your dream home and enjoy every second of it? Then your dream home will become reality because you already felt it. You're already living in it. You're already enjoying it. Enjoy every day. Enjoy every moment. And don't be a scavenger. Don't take what you can get. Know what you deserve. Feel what you deserve. We do not get what we want. We get what we feel we deserve. What we actually feel we deserve. We do. And you deserve everything. You deserve all your desires. You deserve the whole world. But you don't need it. You just need you. You are your world. Thank you for listening. If there's anything else you want to talk about, let me know. Smash the like button if you liked it. Tap the notification bell, the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you so much for washing my body with a washcloth. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.